Ready for an adventure? Meet Alexander the Great, not just a king, but a legend who literally changed the map. Imagine being so brave that no battle could stop you, and so inspiring that you dream of bringing the whole world together. We're taking you on a wild ride from Alexander's first steps as a daring prince to becoming a hero whose name everyone knows. Watch him outsmart enemies, turn battles into victories, and even build a city where ideas from different places mix like nowhere else. This story is way more than just winning fights. It's about a guy with a huge heart, aiming to unite people and make the world cooler for everyone. Curious how one person can shake the world? Hit play, and let's get blown away by Alexander's epic journey, showing us all how to dream big and chase those dreams, no matter what. In the lively streets of Pella, there were talks about special predictions. These predictions said there would be a leader whose rule would reach far and wide, and his name would be remembered forever. From the moment Alexander was born, he was more than just a prince. He was seen as someone meant for great things, someone chosen by fate to make a big difference in the world. Let's go back to the start, to see where Alexander came from and what made him such a special leader. We're going to see a young Alexander, bold and brave, learning from some of the smartest people of his time, like the philosopher Aristotle. His learning wasn't only about fighting or leading, but also about understanding people and the world around him. Alexander's story isn't just about the fights he won or the places he took over. It's also about his dream of bringing different cultures together to live and thrive. He quickly rose to power, facing many hurdles but always pushing forward, driven by his strong belief in his own destiny. Before we move on to his great achievements, let's pause for a moment to think about the young boy who would become a legend. Come along as we get to know Alexander the Great, not only to list his achievements, but to really get a feel for his world and see the person behind the legend. In a place called Macedonia, long ago inside the city of Pella, a baby who would be king was born. This wasn't just any baby. This was Alexander, and his birth would change history. His dad, King Philip II, was really smart at planning battles and made Macedonia a place everyone respected. His mom, Queen Olympias, was very smart and strong-willed, with a passion as intense as the stories she loved about gods and heroes. From when he was very young, Alexander lived in a world where big dreams and plans were normal. He saw his dad lead and make alliances, learning how important it was to be smart and strong. But it was his mom who made him believe he was meant for big things, filling his head with tales of great people and their deeds. What really made Alexander stand out was his schooling with Aristotle. Imagine being taught by one of the smartest people ever, in a beautiful place full of trees and nature. Aristotle taught him about thinking, nature, stories, and what was right and wrong. He showed Alexander that being truly great wasn't just about ruling over others, but about being wise and doing your best. This time learning and growing up was very important. It made Alexander brave, smart, and understanding. He learned that leading wasn't just about fighting. It was about bringing people together and building something that would last forever. Looking back at Alexander's young years, we don't just see a young prince getting ready to be king. We see someone being prepared to change the world. His path from a young boy in Pella to a name remembered through history was shaped by all he learned from his family and teachers. After King Philip II was sadly killed, Macedonia found itself at a big crossroad, not sure what would happen next. Then came Alexander, a young prince with a huge job ahead, to keep his dad's great work going. Becoming the king wasn't going to be easy. He had to fight for it, facing not only enemies from other lands, but also people at home who weren't sure he could lead because he was so young. Alexander's journey to become king was tough. He had to prove himself not just to those who wanted to attack Macedonia, but also to the important leaders at home who weren't sure about following him. It was like a big chess game, and Alexander was playing to win, using smart moves and sometimes forced to show he was a good leader. He didn't waste any time showing he was strong and smart. Alexander knew how to handle threats with both strength and clever talks, convincing the leaders of Macedonia that they would all share in the great things to come if they supported him. But Alexander wanted more than just to keep things going. He wanted to make Macedonia even stronger. He made big changes to the army and how the country was run, making sure Macedonia was ready for any fights that might come and could become even greater. He made the army super strong and changed the rules to make sure everyone worked together well. This time, getting everything in order was super important. It set up Alexander for the amazing things he was going to do later. His ability to bring everyone in Macedonia together and lead them was really something special. He showed bravery, smart planning, and a big heart for his country, ready to do whatever it took to be a great leader. Once Macedonia was all together under Alexander's rule, he looked towards the big and rich Persian Empire. For Alexander, this was the biggest test of all, a chance to show his strength and spread Greek ways far and wide. His first big fight was in a place called Asia Minor. This battle, known as Granicus, was huge. Despite what his leaders said, Alexander charged in first, leading his army straight into battle. His bravery and smart thinking won them a massive victory, opening up Asia Minor for more conquests. Then came the challenge of Tyre, a city on an island thought to be unbeatable. Alexander did something really bold. He built a road across the sea, right under the enemy's arrows. After many tough months, his determination paid off. Taking Tyre was a big deal, showing everyone just how determined and smart Alexander really was. It also made sure he could control the sea, which was very important for getting supplies and planning future battles. These first victories weren't just about winning fights. They showed the world Alexander's leadership and how he could get his men to do things people thought were impossible. The victory at Tyre especially proved he was a master at planning and winning tough battles. As news of these wins spread, Alexander became famous, and even the big Persian Empire started to worry. Alexander, the young king of Macedonia, was showing everyone he wasn't just any leader. He was changing the world his way. Alexander's adventure took him far from battlefields to Egypt, a place full of old secrets and knowledge. The people there greeted him as a hero, freeing them from Persian control. His arrival in Egypt was a big step in his dream to bring the world together. There, he started a project that would make him remembered forever. He built a city called Alexandria, which he planned to be a center for learning, trading, and mixing of cultures. By starting this city, Alexander showed he was thinking ahead. He wanted Greek and Eastern ways of life to come together, hoping to start a time when people would share knowledge and ideas freely. Alexandria was more than just a city. It was the heart of Alexander's hope for a world where different cultures could live together and learn from each other. But Alexander did something else remarkable in Egypt. He went to the Oracle of Siwa, a sacred place, to ask about his future. The oracle said Alexander was the son of Zeus, making his followers see him not just as a king, but almost like a god. This was a clever move, making people respect him even more and believe in his mission to unite Greek cultures. These moments in Egypt were very important. Alexander wasn't just a warrior taking over lands. He became a builder of bridges between cultures. He laid the first stones of a new world idea, hoping for a future where wisdom, different ways of life, and togetherness would grow. By creating Alexandria and being recognized by the Oracle of Siwa, Alexander didn't just change the map. He planted the seeds for a legacy that would last long after he was gone. As we wrap up this part of our story, there's still so much more to tell about Alexander the Great. We've traveled from the wild lands of Macedonia to his smart moves in Asia Minor, seen how he built the amazing city of Alexandria, and felt the mystery at the Oracle of Siwa. But the most exciting parts of Alexander's adventure are still ahead. Big battles, his bold move into India, and the lasting effects of what he did are stories full of big dreams, clever plans, and a kind of caring for his people that still catches our interest today. What do you think about all this? The story of Alexander growing from a young king into a famous leader is full of wins, smart moves, and a big dream to bring the world together. How do you see his big goals and what his early wins did for history? We'd love to hear what you think. Join the conversation below. What parts of Alexander's life catch your interest the most? Which of his big achievements do you think changed the ancient world the most? Your thoughts and talks make this journey through history even richer. If Alexander's story has caught your interest, if you're eager to learn more about history, hit the like button and share this video with others who love history. Your support helps us share more stories from the past, stories that help shape our world today. Keep an eye out for our next video, where we'll get into the heart of Alexander's biggest fights, his journey into India, and how he tried to reach his big goals. Together, we'll explore the lasting mark of a man who wanted to bring the world together, a dream that lives on through time.